Welcome to my video. This is Arknights. Time for a base reveal in Valley 4. Before I start, some disclaimers. I ignored my base and only did what was necessary to progress in the story. This base is not 100% efficient in any way. I don't min-max, and I'm awful with math. I'm more of the if it works, good enough, I'll fix it later mentality. Lastly, I'm a firm believer of having stuff even if I'm not using it. I consider this base to be somewhere between early to mid progression. My goal is to help provide a starting reference point or idea, then you can either copy or feel inspired and build your own. Alright, so let's go over what I've built at the hub. Top right is my production chain for Buck Capsule C. The refugee camp accepts these materials. I plan on swapping out the Amethyst with Ferrium to change the formula to Buck Capsule B, which then all outposts will accept. So if you want to start with Amethyst, it's fine, especially if you haven't gotten to the Power Plateau or beyond, because those regions contain much more Ferrium. Next is the production chain for steel. This is one of the materials required to make HC batteries. I haven't made the other pairing component. If you aren't ready to make HC batteries, you can ignore this chain, but it should be on your mind/goal to do. Over here is my production to make Ferrium parts. 2 sets of 3. This stuff is required to make SC batteries. The same goes for the Originium powder, just set up to the left of it. And I'll show you that battery production in just a bit, because it's in another region. I skipped LC batteries in favor of SC batteries. And then this production line is for Amethyst parts. So you'll need this stuff for explosions, LC batteries, some buildings, etc. By the PAC, I have just one production line of Amethyst and Ferrium bottles. Why? Because like I said in the beginning, I like having stuff even if I'm not actively using it. Might need it for later, who knows. In the bottom right corner of my base are my infinite plants. Top row is buckflower, 2 planters with 1 seeder, and have 3 sets of these. This is how you want to loop them for infinite production. The middle row is citron, same setup. Bottom row, sandleaf, same setup. That's what I have so far in the hub. Now we'll move on to the Valley Pass, and I'll show you what I have going on there. Prepare yourself. Okay, so what you see here along the top is my poor man's power. Yes, this is for the memes, because it is a waste of space and power efficiency. Batteries are way more efficient. I relied on this type of power because I didn't have a production chain set up for batteries, for LC batteries that is, when I started building my base. I do plan on removing this and upgrading to SC batteries and then later on to HC batteries. On the sub pack, just basic refining of the 3 materials that uphold my philosophy of having stuff. You do need a Regal crust to construct basic buildings and do repairs. Any excess, you can just trade it to the refugee camp, even though it doesn't sell for much, but hey, it's better than nothing. Now to the science park. So here's where I have my 2 sets of SC battery production. You feed 3 Originium powders and 2 Ferrium parts per packaging unit. And you 100% want to go with battery power, because what you saw at the Valley Pass, that only generated about 1k of power, which won't be enough. It takes up so much space. So the majority of my power generation is coming from this. So you can see my current power usage is 2000 out of 4.6. So that's why you have to do batteries, not Originium ore. Now to the Power Plateau. I'm refining more Amethyst and Ferrium with a minor production chain for bottles. So this all looks like a lot, but it really isn't. Endgame bases are way more complex, and have massive chains of production. So to support all this, we need ores. When it comes to mining in mineral beds, all the minerals are being mined in the hub, Valley Pass, Quarry, Science Park, and most of the Power Plateau except for one Ferrium bed. Nothing has been mined in the Origin Lode Spring. So once you get into more Ferrium, start setting up your mining rigs. And then I'll show you the AIC report. But yeah, you can see I got nothing mined in there. In the report, you can see everything is self-sufficient. Nothing is running out and has been stable. So yeah, to summarize, I will be switching to Buck Capsule B, firing up production to start making HC batteries. I don't have any gearing facilities yet, so that is on my to-do list. And of course, lots of improvements and upgrades I need to make to my base in general. So hopefully this has given you some ideas and references on how to start your base. Feel free to adjust to your needs. I'll include the blueprint IDs in the description and comments. Check out my socials, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Peace out.